Alright guys, welcome back into another PGA DFS video. This week we've got the Valspar Championship. I'm just looking at the pricing. It's definitely a lot tighter this week than it was last week. So that actually could help us a lot gain an edge. There are some really nice value plays at the lower tier that I do like. We'll be able to do some studs and duds approach. So that will be pretty nice. I do want to mention I will be doing a March Madness bracket picks. Kind of just a fun thing. If you guys want to view that, it will be on the YouTube page probably later today on Monday here. So look for that. Should be fun. Will be a nice Thursday with March Madness and the PGA DFS side. So let's get into the recap of last week, and then we'll do the player pool for this week. So as you guys know, well, we didn't cash last week, so 9 out of 11. That was unfortunate. We actually had 3 of our players miss a cut in our cash lineup, which was unfortunate. But, you know, if it's going to happen in a week where we have some of our players miss the cut in the cash lineup, I'm glad it kind of happened in the same week. I did say it was going to be more of a GPP week than a cash week, so I didn't enter that much cash, or I didn't enter my cash lineup in too many lineups, so that was pretty nice. On that side of things, we did have the winner in Rory McIlroy, our core value play of the week, Jason Kokrak. He made the cut, so that was pretty nice. I do want to explain the chart here. So as you guys can see, there's light brown, yellow, dark brown, and then blue. So blue means they're my core plays. Yellow means that they're my next favorite. Light brown means my next favorite after that, like 15% ownership. And then dark brown means I'm going to have them in about one lineup. But that's what I do at the start of my week, kind of get a feel for my player pool. And then I narrow it down a little bit more. That's what you see with the ownership column there. So I ended up getting on to Tony Finau a little, or not Tony Finau, Tommy Fleetwood a little bit more as the week went on. As you guys know, he did pretty well. But other than that, the core plays did really well. Other than Lucas Glover and Paul Casey, Matt Kuchar made the cut, Ian Poulter made the cut, Gary Woodland made the cut, Keegan Bradley made the cut, Charles Howell made the cut, Rory McIlroy and Jason Kokrak, they both had good weeks. So overall, it was a decent week. We did have a lot of 6 out of 6 lineups, but I want to explain the process of that real quick. So I took that core that I had there in the blue, and I just built my lineups with that core, and then I mass entered that lineup in there. So I had a ton of salary left over, and then I just went back through and edited it, and paid up for someone like Rory in a lot of the builds, and then paid up for someone like DJ in a lot of the builds, and I just kept editing it that way. But I made sure I had a tally of at least 6 or at least 5 of those guys in the lineup. So I made that tally. I had to have at least that player in at least 5 of my lineups. So that's kind of how I did that. That's how I had 8 out of 30 lineups had 6 out of 6 through the cut line. So it was a decent week. It had another Sunday letdown, which was unfortunate. Maybe this Sunday we can kind of have it go the other way, where someone that's T30 ends up having a really good Sunday and getting a T10, so the cash goes up instead of going down on a Sunday. That'd be pretty nice. But let's get into the picks for this week. It is going to be a pretty good week. I do think we'll have to pay up for the studs. All right, so let's start with Dustin Johnson here. So he's going to be a good option. Him, John Rahm, and Jason Day. If you can pay up for them, you should. They're top 10 in my stat fit or in my course model. So these guys are all going to be phenomenal plays. Obviously, I really don't have to say that. They're the favorites at this tournament. John Rahm, he's playing really good golf. DJ's playing really good golf. I do think Jason Day is going to be the one I want to go with the most. He's the best stat fit according to my model in this high tier. So if he's playing, he's going to be good. He did burn everyone 2 weeks ago when he withdrew, so you do worry about that. But other than that, his lowest finish has been 16th overall. So if we're paying this much and we're getting a top 16 finish and kind of guaranteeing that, I like that. He should be able to do well at this course. Webb Simpson, he's not going to be a bad option for us either. He had a T8 here last year and then a T41 the year before that. He's a good stat fit. Once again, I kind of just think we're paying up a lot for Webb Simpson. He's more of a cut maker. If he was 9K, I would easily take that. Sergio Garcia, he did have a 2nd overall finish here last year. I just don't want to pay up for him. If you wanted to, I wouldn't blame you. Gary Woodland's going to be a guy I stick with again. Gary Woodland's been playing some really good golf. 7 top 10 finishes and 12 starts. He doesn't have the best course history. He has 2 missed cuts and 2 made cuts in the last 4 years at this course. But like I touched on before, he's playing the best golf of his career, and he's top 3 in bogey avoidance, total driving, and ball striking. I do think we can go back to the well with Paul Casey, the former winner. He won it last year I do think he's going to bounce back. He kind of struggled on that par 3 17th hole last week. Put 2 in the water and really come bounce back from there. So I think we can go back to the well with Paul Casey. Patrick Reed, I won't have that much ownership to, but he has made the cut here 4 straight years, including 3 top 10 finishes. He hasn't missed a cut here, or hasn't missed a cut so far this year. 11 of 11 cuts made. So if you want to roll with him, you can. Probably have around 20% ownership of Patrick Reed. Keegan Bradley's going to be another option. Keegan Bradley's just one of those plays I just keep rolling with until they, don't do well for me. He's made 11 straight cuts. He has made the cut here the last 2 years, and he's a good course fit. Louis Oosthuizen, he could pop and he could really go off. He is a good ball striker and total driver, both top 10 in that. He has okay course history as well. T16 finish and then a T7 finish, so not bad, but he does have a missed cut mixed in there. Lucas Glover. Now, Lucas Glover, I do think we can go back to the well with him. He's made 3 out of 4 cuts here, including 2 top 25 finishes. He's the best at fit according to my model, once again, for the 4th straight week. So you do see the last time he missed the cut, it was a bad week, and then he was able to bounce back at his next tournament with the T7. So I do think he'll be able to bounce back. Maybe have flashbacks to it, last year's Player Championship when the news broke. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you could look it up. Bubba Watson, I do think he's going to pop. 2 years ago, he played at this course and he missed the cut. I think that was because of that golf ball that he was using. We know that Volvic golf ball that he's using. He's not playing that anymore. He's playing a normal tour golf ball. So we don't really have to worry about that. He's playing good golf again. He could really pop. Ryan Moore has made 3 out of 4 cuts here at this course. He's playing well so far this year. 3 straight cuts. Do think he's going to get around a top 20 finish, but I'd just rather pay for someone like Jason Kokrak, who has some really good course history. He's made 10 straight cuts. He's a great stat fit again. Jason Kokrak had a T8 and a T7 here at this course, including a T58 as well. So obviously he has 2 top 10 finishes. I think he can go ahead and pop again for us this week. Not a bad cash play if you want to roll with him. I do think Kevin Kisner is going to be a decent option as well. He's been playing some really good golf this year, kind of going unnoticed. I do think we're going to just be able to project him for a top 30 finish. If you want to play him, you can. But I do think Brent Snedeker is not going to be a horrible option as well. He's only played the course twice in the last 4 years, but he made the cut both years. He's made, I think he's missed 1 cut in the last 20 starts or so. So obviously he's playing really good golf in good form. I do think he's just going to be able to make the cut. He's kind of one of those players. He fits the mold of players that do well at this course. Adam Hadwin, he had a 12 finish last year, and then he also was the winner the year before that. So obviously he's a good stat fit. I do think he'll be able to perform well. He also was kind of one of those guys where Lucas Glover and Paul Casey, they missed the cut, but they're checking all the boxes. They're checking all the boxes again this week, so I do think we can roll with it, especially in that it's an easier tournament this week, so I do think those guys will be able to pop and play well. Sanjay M, going to be a decent option for us again this week. He's one of those guys where if he pops, he's going to play well. If he doesn't, he's not going to play well. He's a good stat fit. Graham McDowell. Now, Graham McDowell's kind of my favorite range or player at this price range where you're getting the most bang for your buck. I do think he's going to make the cut. He has made the cut here 2 of the 4 years that he's played it. He's only missed 1 cut so far this year. He's a good stat fit, top 50 according to my model. So I think he's going to be a strong option for us at that price point. He should be able to pop. Steve Stricker, he has 3 top 15 finishes here at this course in the last 4, or 2 top 15 finishes here in the last 4 years. He's made 3 out of 4 cuts so far this year. I do think this is kind of a course that fits his style of play, where you kind of got to think through every shot, be able to hit the shots that you want to hit, and go from there. Joel Diamond, kind of the same player. He finally bounced back and had a good week. Top 12 finish last week, so I think we can go back to the well with him if you want to. More of a GPP play, just like Sam Ryder here. Probably around 10% ownership to those two. If they pop, they really could go for a top 15 finish. Nick Taylor's a player that's been playing some really good golf this year, especially recently with 4 straight made cuts. He is someone that could pop at this course. He doesn't have the best course history. He's missed 2 cuts and made 2 cuts, including 1 top 50 or 25 finish. So not going to be a horrible option for us. But if you want to roll with him, you can. I'd rather go with someone like Nick Watney. He did let us down last week, but he hasn't missed a cut here in the last 4 years. He's a good stat fit, top 40 according to my model. So I think we can roll with Nick Watney. Joaquin Neiman is probably going to be a popular option as well, but he's not going to be that bad. I worry about his ownership. He should be able to pop. He should be able to make the cut here. He's made 9 out of 11 cuts so far this year. So he's not going to be a bad option, but I do think he's going to be a little bit too popular. We'll have to see what his ownership is as the week goes on. So after that, Trey Mullinax is going to be an interesting option for us. He did have the missed cut last week, and he was kind of a popular option last week. So because of that, I think we can get an edge by playing him. He was popular for a reason. He's been playing some really good golf so far, and he is coming off of that T8 finish here last year, so that is something that we like. It's not the best stat fit, but once again, I think we can kind of gain an edge with him, and if he does pop, that's going to be pretty nice for us. The next play, Roberto Castro, is a play that people don't really notice. He's been playing some really good golf so far this year. Made 8 out of 9 cuts so far this year. He has a good stat fit. He's 20th in bogey avoidance, which is something that we're looking at this week. He's not my favorite option, especially this low. I think I'd rather go a little bit lower than play Roberto Castro, but if you played him, I think he could pop for you this week and get that top 20 finish. So after that, Brian Harman could be an okay option. T8 finished last week. I think his game finally came around. He does have 3 missed cuts here at this course, but he's one of those plays that I honestly wouldn't be really surprised if he won it, but I'm not going to be surprised when he misses the cut either. So it kind of goes both ways with a play like that. All right, let's get into the value plays now. First one that I want to touch on is going to be Adam Schenk. So Adam Schenk had a T59 finish here last year, and he is top 80 in ball striking, total driving, bogey avoidance, and par 3 scoring. So he's not going to be a horrible option for us. He's made 11 out of 14 cuts. I think he's kind of just going to be one of those guys that we play just kind of hoping that he makes the cut. It's a strong likelihood that he is going to make the cut. He's not a bad value option at that price point. So after that, Carlos Ortiz is going to be another play that I liked. He played really well for me at the Puerto Rico Open when I played him. He made the cut there. I think we can roll with him again. Carlos Ortiz has 2 made cuts here in the last 4 years, and the 2 times that he's played it. He's top 70 in bogey avoidance, stroke or total driving, and also ball striking, which in this tournament, that's actually pretty good. He is a top 50 course fit according to my model as well. So I think Carlos Ortiz is going to be a little bit sneaky option. I don't think many people are going to be on him. He's been playing some good golf so far this year. After that, Brandon Steele, it was unfortunate. He had that 68 the first day, and then he followed up with the 76. I think his game is getting closer to really coming back. He's a really good ball striker and total driver. Top 10 in both of those stats. If he can cut back on that bogey avoidance, then he's going to be a good play for us. Dylan Meyer, he made the cut here last year. He is good course fits. I could see him doing well at this course. That's why I'm including him in here, but I don't like him too much. Julian, he's probably one of my favorite plays this week. 7 out of 10 cuts so far this year. He is a good course fit. I think he's going to go a little bit unnoticed. I think he's going to get a top 40 finish, which at that price point, that's really not that bad. Ryan Blum, not a horrible option for us as well. He's made 2 straight cuts here, including a T16 at this course last year. So really not bad. We didn't expect him to play well at the Players, and he didn't. But, in this lower type of player pool, not going to be a horrible option. And then Jonas Blitz to finish it out. He's had 2 top 22 finishes here in the last 4 years. He's only played it 3 times. He had the missed cut the year before that. But, he's playing decent golf so far this year, so he's not going to be a horrible option. So I will be changing the lineup. I'm not sure exactly how I want to build out the cash lineup just yet. These are some of the players that I'll be having in it. Maybe I'll get some Brent Snedeker in there. But I'm kind of just trying to figure it out, manipulate it how I want to. I will be posting the lineup on the Patreon page as to the most optimal cash lineup according to me. I will be posting that March Madness picks sometime this week. So it's going to be a nice Thursday for us with the March Madness and PGA DFS. So it's going to be a good week. Hope you guys liked this video. Please like and subscribe if you did.